This morning, suspects in the murder of a 15-year-old girl are now in custody. What's next for the men charged? Plus, comparing police shootings in light of the death of an Illinois woman, how often they happen in Wisconsin. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Stanford. Kyrian Lee is off today. Well, it's Friday heading into the weekend. Pretty comfortable out there this morning. We don't know how the rest of the weekend is shaping up. Meteorologist Savannah Brito out on the patio. To get us started, hey there, Savannah.
Hey, Chris. Good morning. Today's going to be a beautiful day. Even Saturday, most of the rain stays away. Sunday, though, that high pressure overhead starts to break down a little bit. Clouds will increase. Humidity levels definitely going to increase by Sunday. We're talking about at least 65-degree plus dew points, so it will be very humid outside or muggy on Sunday. Enjoy today and tomorrow while we still do have the comfier of weather. 57 right now in Madison, so temperatures are still dropping out there. Most of the area waking up to those mid to upper 50s. A couple areas mainly out in Iowa, though, and La Crosse still holding on to the 60s. That yellow contour of the warmer weather, that's going to actually shift closer to our area. Not necessarily tonight. Still have one more night where you probably can open up those windows. But as early as Saturday night and Sunday nights, that's when we're going to see those overnight lows increase. Same with humidity levels and storm chances eventually going to return. We'll time those out and talk about which day you could see storms impact your area for the weekend. That's coming up a little later, Chris.
All right, Savannah, thank you. All the rain we've seen this spring and summer is stressing out Madison's infrastructure. Most of it ends up in our lakes, which city engineers say are now overflowing. Our Armand Rahman takes a deeper look into the problem.
So far this year, the National Weather Service has issued 15 flash flood warnings for the Madison area, which you've no doubt noticed driving through flooded streets. City engineers say it's because the levels of the lakes are getting too high for the stormwater drains to keep up.
You know, maybe every 5-10 years we see something pretty big like this.
On Thursday, levels on Lake Monona were about 847 feet above sea level, almost 2 feet above the county's desired summer maximum. Lake Mendota was more than a foot higher.
Really, there's not a whole lot you can do because there's no place for the water to go.
No place to go but the streets.
There's been a lot of stalled cars. It's getting pretty close to flooding out some buildings. I'm sure there's been buildings that have actually flooded out.
That's why Principal Stormwater Engineer Janet Schmidt is reminding drivers in those areas that have been flooding a lot recently not to drive through or park in standing water. Because she says when the drains and infrastructure are overwhelmed, there's nothing anyone can do but wait.
Well, I'm really hoping it's not going to get worse, but you know, it's hard. It's so hard to say until the water levels really recede. Then I think we're going to still see some of these issues when we get these rainstorms.
Free sandbags at multiple locations across the city through October. You can find a list of that on their website, and we'll have that up on channel3000.com. For now, reporting in Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Now to an update on the proceedings around last year's shootings at the Harmony Apartments. Bond is now set for 3 of the 4 men charged in one of those shootings. Donovan Douglas, Javian White, and Wilson Clark III appeared in court yesterday. Douglas and Clark were each assessed a $1 million bond. White's bond is set at $750,000. If any of them post bond, they would not be allowed to leave their homes, though, and Douglas would have to wear a GPS monitor. Preliminary hearings for all 3 of the men are set for August 8th now. Meanwhile, an arrest warrant is issued for Reginald Sexton. He's currently being held in the Racine County Jail. The bond assessments follow the shooting of 15-year-old Kaisha Miller. It happened last October at the Harmony Apartments on the east side of Madison. The 4 men we just showed you are alleged to have showed up at the complex in a stolen car, got out, and shot at a group of teenagers. Those shots ended up killing Miller and wounding others. 4 months prior to that, 20-year-old Devin Grant was taken by gun violence at those same apartments. Police say they've been called to the Harmony Apartments almost 250 times since January. Now to breaking news in the race for president. Barack and Michelle Obama are officially endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. The former president and First Lady had initially waited to make an endorsement while the nomination process played out. In a statement, the Obamas say they will do everything they can to elect Harris. Meantime, security preparations are underway for next month's Democratic National Convention. It comes just a week after the end of the Republican convention. That's why law enforcement discussed security measures for the event in the host city of Chicago. The increased attention at the event comes after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. A hard perimeter is now set up will be set up, that will rope off the United Center to pedestrians next month. Chicago's mayor says the city is prepared.
And let me state this unequivocally. Chicago was ready. We were born ready. And I'm not just talking about the convention itself. So much has changed from our first announcement regarding the DNC to now. Now Chicago is not just hosting another convention. We are welcoming a new breath of life into our nation.
A spokesperson for the Secret Service reiterated that the DNC receives the highest designation of national security. Staying in Illinois, another officer-involved death is getting national attention. 36-year-old Sonia Massey of Springfield was killed earlier this month. She'd called 911 for concerns of a possible intruder in her neighborhood, and the responding officer shot her in the head. Back here in Wisconsin, the National Mapping Police Violence Database shows that Wisconsin is below the national average for law enforcement violence. Brian Landers, a law enforcement expert in Madison, explains why some states face violence at higher rates.
As a consultant myself, I'm seeing it in more and more cases of officers that should not be on the street at all. I think Wisconsin is blessed with the standards that we have and the diligence that agencies provide. That said, there are a lot of agencies throughout the United States that are filling those positions with people that just should not be out on the street.
In 2021 and 2022, the Wisconsin Department of Justice investigated 8 officer-involved critical incidents. In 2023, that number jumped to 16, and so far this year, they've investigated 11. A key component into incidents of police brutality is whether the officer's actions were justified. Landers tells us there are typically 3 factors that prosecutors consider. First is the severity of the offense the person was involved in. Second is the ongoing resistance by that person. And the third is the imminent threat posed to the officer.
If the prosecutor does not find that the officer's actions were objectively reasonable, then they are charged with homicide or battery or whatever crime that a non-law enforcement officer would be charged with.
He adds that when an officer responds in a way that is not justified, the consequences can differ by state. Well, the latest snapshot of the economy is bringing some good news to consumers. It shows stronger growth and lower inflation. The economy picked up steam over the spring. Second quarter growth accelerated to a 2.8% annual pace. Inflation is easing toward the Federal Reserve's 2% target as well. That means consumer spending, the backbone of economic growth, is on the rise, even in the face of higher interest rates. Jared Bernstein, the chair of President Biden's Council of Economic Advisors, says that trends in the Midwest are looking optimistic.
We're seeing a lot of great investments around the country, particularly in some of the states in the Midwest. New factories, clean energy production, chips, all of that's in today's report. Great report on where the economy is and where it's headed.
Some cracks are beginning to show, though. Lower income Americans are piling up credit card debt, and the job market is slowing down. For now, the focus moves to the Federal Reserve and whether policymakers plan a rate cut at next Wednesday's meeting. The news, though, not helping a popular furniture store in Madison. Locally owned A1 Furniture and Mattress is closing after 47 years. The owners recently sold their warehouse property on Stoughton Road. They have to get out sometime in October, but they're holding a big closing sale where everything's got to go. Owner Paul Canarella tells us that the furniture industry has shifted drastically over the years and become harder for local retailers to stay competitive with big box stores. But though, he is grateful for his customers who've helped him stay open.
And I want to thank the community of in the city of Madison, but all the outlying communities. It's been amazing to us. 47 years in business, starting with a mom and pop type of store. It really takes good support, and people have been great. So really want to thank everybody in terms of that.
Canarella says that A1 could be back in the future, but it would be on a smaller level. Looking ahead to next week, Madison Schools is hosting a job fair in hopes of filling some open positions ahead of the school year. Some of those roles include food service staff, custodians, social workers, psychologists, counselors, and secretaries. The school district's looking to fill open roles across all departments, buildings, and experience levels. No registration is required for the fair. It's next Wednesday from 3:30 to 7:30 at the Holtzman Learning Center. 6:09. Let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito and see what's coming up in the forecast. Hey there.
Hey, Chris, clouds are going to increase through tomorrow, but today and tomorrow humidity levels stay low. We'll talk about when that changes and when we'll see some storms return to the forecast.
And still ahead, we'll have an update on Christian Yelich's back injury and how the rest of the season's looking for the All-Star.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $319 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
Joe Biden put Kamala Harris in charge of the border.
We have a secure border.
On Kamala's watch, illegal border crossings hit record highs. Criminal illegal aliens are murdering Americans. Cartels are poisoning kids. And illegals are receiving taxpayer benefits and putting more burdens on hardworking taxpayers.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris is dishonest and dangerous. Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. A 2-pack of Wasp and Hornet Killer is just $4.99. A 5-pack of 30-gallon paper lawn and leaf bags, only $1.99. Hormel Pickup Bacon, just $5.99. Laundry detergent, only $11.47. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Summer is roller coaster season. There is one in Minnesota that provides a different kind of experience, though. It's an alpine coaster powered by pure gravity. Spirit Mountain in Duluth is a popular downhill skiing destination over the winter. Come summer, though, the Timber Twister is the big attraction. It's more than half a mile long, takes about 7 minutes to get to the bottom. Unlike a traditional roller coaster, there's no machines involved, just gravity. Instead of speeding through an amusement park, you get views of the forest with North Shore views along the way as well.
I think it's fun because you can go as fast as you want. And if you even want to go faster, you can lean into the corners and pump the rollers, and yeah, it's fun.
I really like the twisty tones things.
The Timber Twister can reach speeds of 25 miles an hour. It's open through the 3rd week of October. Gorgeous country up there. All right, 6:14, checking in with meteorologist Savannah Brito and your first warn forecast. How is it out there?
We have a little bit of patchy fog out there, Chris, mainly west and also south of Madison. You can see the contour, not like what we saw earlier in the week a couple nights ago, but Bosco Bell is still down to just a quarter of a mile. Platteville is down to 7 miles, and Black River Falls down to half a mile of visibility. So allow a little bit of extra time if you are traveling towards the river valleys. 57 in Madison, 56 in Middleton. Temperatures very comfortable out there. We'll see one more night where we could open those windows and see comfy overnight lows before we start to see warmer, much warmer nighttime temperatures. There are a few 60s out there, mainly directly west of Madison, 60 in La Crosse, and then out in Iowa, Prairie du Chien also checking into the 60-degree mark this morning. Humidity is low this morning. Most of our dew points are in the mid to upper 50s, some areas down to the lower 50s, but those increase as early as Sunday. So if you're still debating which day out of the weekend to make plans, Saturday looking much better than Sunday. Most of the day, at least the morning, we'll see some sunshine. Clouds increase through the latter half of the day, definitely by Sunday, but the temperature going to be about the same, mid-80s both Saturday and Sunday, but storm chances are going to return for Sunday, and that's when winds increase at least a little bit. We could see gusts up to about 15 miles per hour during the day on Sunday. Storm chances for the afternoon and evening. Nothing looks to be severe on Sunday, just something to keep an eye on. Could see non-severe storms. Later this afternoon, though, Friday, we'll see temperatures climb into the upper 80 or upper 70s, lower 80s, right near that 80-degree mark. Some of us only achieving the upper 70s today. Clear and comfortable tonight, though. Because we'll see clear skies again, that will allow temperatures to fall right near that 60-degree mark. Some areas a little bit below that. Most areas stay dry tomorrow. Might see a stray shower. That's mainly better southwest of Madison, and then clouds really increase for Sunday. That's when temperatures and humidity levels also are going to come up a little bit. I do think we're going to get back to a little bit of an active pattern, though. That's going to be the case Sunday through most of next week. Right now, storm chances and the better chance for showers altogether Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. But temperatures are probably going to be the warmest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It does look like we'll stick with above average temperatures for most of next week.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Well, the person atop the UW Athletic Department is going to stick around for a while. Athletic Director Chris McIntosh just signed a 5-year extension. Since being named AD in 2021, the former Badger All-American offensive tackle and first-round pick has made several program-changing moves, including hiring head football coach Luke Fickell and men's hockey coach Mike Hastings. He also led the development of a new football practice facility to replace the McLean Center and has overseen renovations to additional facilities like the Cole Center. A big win on the recruiting trail for Greg Gard, whose newest commit comes all the way from New Zealand. Following in Kirk Penny's footsteps, the Badgers landing class of 2025 guard Hayden Jones. He made the announcement on X. Jones, who's listed at 6'7", has spent the last 2 years playing domestically for the Nelson Giants. He is the third verbal commit for the 2025 class, joining Wisconsin native Zach Kinzinger and Will Garlock. Well, the NBA is rejecting Warner Brother Discovery's offer to match that $1.8 billion per year bid from Amazon Prime to retain games. The NBA said its new 11-year media deal with NBC Universal and Disney's ESPN is worth a combined $77 billion. Under the agreement, beginning with the 25-26 season, national games are going to be distributed across Prime Video, NBC's Peacock streaming service, and ESPN. TNT Sports said the NBA grossly misinterpreted its contractual rights and vows to take appropriate action. Some good news for the Brewers. It appears Christian Yelich will avoid season-ending back surgery. National Baseball writer Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic reports that Yelich intends to rest and rehab his back, starting with a 10-day injured list stint, rather than undergo season-ending surgery. However, the surgery could still happen in the offseason. Yelich is having his best season in years. He was a starter in last week's All-Star game. Ahead, a popular airline known for its unique seating is making a big change. And coming up in our next half hour, as some Madison residents are trying to protect turtles. And as we head to break, we'll look at gas prices.
Zach Hanley, News 3 Now Sports, moving forward.
Earn a 40-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $60 you spend this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a 40-cent fuel saver for every $60. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
goofiest event of the summer. You'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 1st through the 11th.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with free modem, no data caps, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee when you level up to a gig. Call 1-855-735-1336 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability, no added taxes or hidden fees, and no contracts. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-735-1336.
Call now.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma. How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
A truck crash can be life-changing. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. We have a powerful team with the knowledge, resources, and history of results you'll need. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
3 days only at Hy-Vee. Bone-in pork shoulder roast, just 99 cents a pound. Driscoll strawberries, just $1.77 for a 1-pound pack. And Hy-Vee shredded cheese, just $1.48. Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Well, welcome back, everyone. We've been asking you to share your morning. All you have to do is hashtag MyNews3Morning. You said you got this one sent to you specifically, right?
Gwen sends us a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
We always appreciate them, of course.
Absolutely.
She says, a typical day in the country.
I love it.
I look.
So quiet.
Things are nice and green and so
Yeah.
lush out there. A wonderful picture. Thanks for sharing that with us, Gwen. Well, I thought this was pretty cool. There's a brand new shipwreck that was just discovered on Lake Michigan, and we're getting our first look at some of those images. Check this out. Historians found a ship at about 50 feet of water near the entrance to Algoma Harbor. That's near Door County. The ship was used for shipping. It's about 130 foot long. It's been underwater for more than 130 years.
My mom, brother, and I took a trip to Mackinac Island, and in the Great Lakes up there, there was this lighthouse that we went to tour, and they had a video of one of the sunken ships there.
It's so cool
to see.
I know, just 130 years ago, ships like this going up and down the shores of the Great Lakes, getting everybody everything they need. Pretty cool stuff. Nice discovery.
Yes.
Some big news in the airline industry. Southwest is changing things up. It is switching to assigned seating. Open seating was a signature policy of theirs forever, and part of what made it a low-cost carrier. So customers are going to have to choose different seats now on Southwest flights at different prices. You might have to pay more for seats with more legroom. It could change how it affects ticket costs across the board, experts say. Although Southwest has not addressed pricing or indicated that regular seating will cost anything different. Hard to think they would do this for any other reason than to make a little bit more money.
Yep, I
right?
know. Everybody these days, right?
Yeah, I know. You said you hadn't flown Southwest before. It's kind of it's a total free-for-all to get a seat on Southwest.
So people show up early to get the better seats.
Right. You get in line, and that way you get a better pick. And it's all about, you know, the overhead cargo. It's like you want to get a good seat to make sure that you can get your bag in there and everything. But yeah, Southwest changing things up, going to assigned seating just like all the other carriers.
I'm one of the people to show up to the airport with like an hour before the flight.
Yeah, cutting it close.
Yeah, I do.
Right? Oh, well, we've got some things to talk about in the weather as we head into the weekend. What can you tell us this morning?
Today and tomorrow, not going to see any problems, but we will see clouds increase. Humidity is going to be the big thing on Sunday, along with storm chances increasing. No severe weather, but that's unfortunately going to return. I'm just not looking forward to the humidity.
Yeah, me neither. It's been so comfortable.
I know.
We've got some breaking news, an update from earlier this week right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
My parents were both teachers, so I know it's high time we give teachers a raise. I'm Katrina Shankland, and I know we need to fairly fund our public schools and stop over-relying on property taxes. I approve this message because we need to get this done in Congress.
The heat is on, but you can sleep cool tonight under a stylish ceiling fan from Madison Lighting. It's your last chance to save this summer on a quality ceiling fan and save energy every single day. You need a ceiling fan from Madison Lighting.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello permanent fat removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Don't burn up your money on high energy bills. Get new energy-efficient windows from Champion.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Stay cool and save 35% off new Champion windows. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window. The more you buy, the more you save. Save 35% off your new Champion windows and $100 off every window you buy.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Would you hire a barber who's never cut hair before? So why send someone to Congress who's never held public office and never passed a single bill? I'm Katrina Shankland. I approve this message because we need an experienced congresswoman. Right, Jed?
This morning, a look at stresses on our local lakes, how the abnormally wet weather is overloading the system, and what you can do to keep the water moving. Plus, convention safety, how security is coming together ahead of next month's Democratic National Convention. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford. Kyrie Lee has the morning off. Let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito. She is out on the patio this morning, taking a look at your Friday forecast and how the weekend is shaping up. Hey there, Savannah.
Hey, Chris. Good morning. The weekend's going to shape up to be okay. I would say Saturday, if you're still debating which day to make plans and don't have any, Saturday is going to be the better day to make plans outdoors. Sunday, maybe keep those inside. Humidity levels are really going to increase, so it will become more uncomfortable outside. No problems this morning. Lots of sunshine out there. There's actually literally no clouds in sight. and temperatures falling into the upper 50s this morning. 57 in Madison. Mostly areas well west of Madison. Still a couple of 60s, 60 in La Crosse, 60 in Prairie du Chien, but everyone else has fallen into the mid to upper 50s. We'll see one more comfortable night ahead tonight, so Friday night into early Saturday, before we start to get more uncomfortable overnight lows where you can't really necessarily leave the windows open or allow that cooler air to filter in inside. Temperatures, at least later this afternoon, going to make it into the lower 80s or right near that 80-degree mark. Storm chances are going to return. I'll tell you if it's going to impact which day out of the weekend. That's all coming up a little later. Chris.
All right. Savannah, thank you. Now to some breaking news involving the suspect accused of shooting at police in Baraboo this week. A shelter-in-place order is in effect right now in the village of Amherst in Portage County because of an ongoing standoff involving that suspect. Here he is, Jeffrey Mills. This is coming from WSAW, the CBS affiliate in Wausau. The home in Amherst is on Mill Street. Police say it does involve 32-year-old Jeffrey Miller. He is the suspect in an attempted homicide of an officer in Baraboo from Tuesday. Police say they were working to remove Miller from the home. They've cut power to the area. We'll keep following this and provide you any updates as we get them. Also have breaking news overnight on the race for president. Barack and Michelle Obama are officially endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. The former president and first lady initially waited to make an endorsement while the nomination process played out. In a statement, the Obamas said that they will do everything they can to elect Harris. Meantime, security preparations are underway for next month's Democratic National Convention. It comes a week after the end of the Republican convention, and why law enforcement discussed security measures for the event in the host city of Chicago. The increased attention to security at the DNC follows the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. A hard perimeter announced yesterday will rope off the United Center to pedestrians next month. Chicago's mayor says the city is prepared.
And let me state this unequivocally. Chicago was ready. We were born ready. And I'm not just talking about the convention itself. So much has changed from our first announcement regarding the DNC to now. Now Chicago is not just hosting another convention. We are welcoming a new breath of life into our nation.
A spokesperson for the Secret Service reiterated that the DNC receives the highest designation of national security. All the rain this spring and summer is stressing out Madison's infrastructure. Most of it ends up in our lakes, which city engineers say are now overflowing. Our Armand Rahman takes a deeper look into the problem.
So far this year, the National Weather Service has issued 15 flash flood warnings for the Madison area, which you've no doubt noticed driving through flooded streets. City engineers say it's because the levels of the lakes are getting too high for the stormwater drains to keep up.
You know, maybe every 5-10 years we see something pretty big like this.
On Thursday, levels on Lake Monona were about 847 feet above sea level, almost 2 feet above the county's desired summer maximum. Lake Mendota was more than a foot higher.
Really, there's not a whole lot you can do because there's no place for the water to go.
No place to go but the streets.
There's been a lot of stalled cars. It's getting pretty close to flooding out some buildings. I'm sure there's been buildings that have actually flooded out.
That's why Principal Stormwater Engineer Janet Schmidt is reminding drivers in those areas that have been flooding a lot recently not to drive through or park in standing water. Because she says when the drains and infrastructure are overwhelmed, there's nothing anyone can do but wait.
Well, I'm really hoping it's not going to get worse, but you know, it's hard. It's so hard to say until the water levels really recede. Then I think we're going to still see some of these issues when we get these rainstorms.
Free sandbags at multiple locations across the city through October. You can find a list of that on their website, and we'll have that up on channel3000.com. For now, reporting in Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Now to an update on last year's deadly shooting of a 15-year-old at the Harmony Apartments. Bond is now set for 3 of the 4 men charged in that girl's death. Donovan Douglas, Javian White, and Wilson Clark III appeared in court yesterday. Douglas and Clark reached assessed $1 million bond. White's bond is at $750,000. If any of them post bond, they would not be able to leave their homes. And in addition, Douglas would have to wear a GPS monitor. Preliminary hearings for all 3 of the men are set for August 8th. A 4th suspect has an arrest warrant out. That is Reginald Sexton. He's currently in the Racine jail, though. The bond assessment follows the shooting of 15-year-old Kaisha Miller. It happened last October at the Harmony Apartments on Madison's east side. The four men we showed you earlier are alleged to have showed up at the complex in a stolen car. Police say they came out and shot at a group of teenagers. The shots killed Miller and wounded others. 4 months prior to that, 20-year-old Devin Grant was taken by gun violence at that same apartment complex. Police say they've been called there to the Harmony Apartments almost 250 times since January. Another officer-involved death is getting national attention. 36-year-old Sonia Massey of Springfield was killed earlier this month. She'd called 911 for concerns of a possible intruder in her neighborhood. A responding officer ended up shooting Massey in the head and killed her. Here in Wisconsin, the National Mapping Police Violence Database shows that Wisconsin is below the national average for law enforcement violence. Brian Landers, a law enforcement expert here in the city, explains why some states face this violence at higher rates.
As a consultant myself, I'm seeing it in more and more cases of officers that should not be on the street at all. I think Wisconsin is blessed with the standards that we have and the diligence that agencies provide. That said, there are a lot of agencies throughout the United States that are filling those positions with people that just should not be out on the street.
In 2021 and 2022, the Wisconsin Department of Justice investigated 8 officer-involved critical incidents. In 2023, that number jumped to 16, and so far this year, they've investigated 11. Locally owned A1 Furniture and Mattress is closing after 47 years. The owners recently sold their warehouse on Stoughton Road. They have to get out sometime in October, but they're holding a big closing sale, and everything's got to go. Owner Paul Canarella tells us that the furniture industry has really changed over the years and become harder for local retailers to stay competitive with big box stores. He is grateful, though, he says, for the customers who've helped him stay open.
And I want to thank the community in the city of Madison, but all the outlying communities. It's been amazing to us. 47 years in business, starting with a mom and pop type of store. It really takes good support, and people have been great. So really want to thank everybody in terms of that.
Canarella says that A1 could be back, but on a smaller level. Summer is roller coaster season, and there's one in Minnesota that provides different kinds of experiences. It's an alpine coaster powered by pure gravity, Spirit Mountain in Duluth. Beautiful up there. It's a popular downhill skiing destination over the winter, but in the summer, the Timber Twister is the big attraction. It's more than a half-mile long, takes about 7 minutes to reach the end. And instead of speeding through an amusement park, you're speeding through a forest with beautiful North Shore views along the way.
I think it's fun because you can go as fast as you want. And if you even want to go faster, you can lean into the corners and pump the rollers, and yeah, it's fun.
I really like the twisty tones things. It's just really fun.
The Timber Twister can reach speeds of up to 25 miles an hour. It's open through the 3rd week of October. Oh, it's gorgeous up there. You'd totally be up for something like this, wouldn't you?
Yeah, not a real roller coaster, but I have went on one of these, what do they call it, an alpine coaster? Yeah, where you don't actually go super, super fast.
Yeah,
that's more my speed.
It seems fun,
Yeah.
and the views up there are kind of unmatched. It's one step below doing one of those zip lines.
Exactly. It's like
Right
in
through
between the roller coaster and zip line, right? I don't know.
Looks like fun.
Yeah.
So this weekend, lots going on around the Madison area. How are things shaping up?
Yeah, I don't think we'll see any problems today or tomorrow for those with outdoor plans, but unfortunately, rain returns to the forecast. You'll see that pop up on Future Track as we head for Sunday, and humidity level, unfortunately, those are going to increase. So it'll be pretty muggy out there Sunday.
All right. Thanks, Savannah. We'll see that coming up. Also, after the break, turtle crossing, what some locals are doing to find solutions.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma? How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
Good morning with Vocalax. Good morning. Hey. Yeah. Try Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites for fast and gentle constipation relief in as little as 30 minutes. Making your good morning even better with Dulcolax.
What was that?
Nothing. Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night, tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points. The Tempur Adapt features innovative technology, so you get deep, undisturbed rest all night long.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Why always the couch? Does he need to go to puppy school? Get his little puppy diploma. How much have I been spending on this little guy?
When your questions about life turn into questions about money, there's Erica, the virtual financial assistant to help you spend, save, and plan smarter. Only from Bank of America. What would you like the power to do?
Our country has taken a beating the last few years, but I know we can turn it around. It'll take a lot of hard work like these athletes put in. We need to get serious about our spending that has caused prices to skyrocket. We need to fix our healthcare and address the shortage of affordable housing. Also, we must close our border, stop the flow of fentanyl, and put Americans first. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. Let's get America winning gold again.
The most eventful weeks in political history.
Breaking news tonight after shots ring out.
News 3 Now brought you team coverage.
Coming to you live from Milwaukee.
I've been in talks with delegates from all over the country.
Donald Trump unveils his choice for running mate.
Could bring extra votes from the swing state to the Republican Party.
Every step of the way.
He is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race.
Provides a whole lot of new energy for Democrats.
The path to the White House goes through Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
What is the best way to control Wisconsin's sandhill crane population? That is the question that legislators, farmers, and conservationists are going to try to answer next week. The Joint Legislative Council's 12-member study committee on sandhill cranes is going to meet at the Horicon Marsh State Wildlife Area next Thursday. They've been tasked with coming up with ways to manage the animal population while reducing the crop damage caused by the birds. Tens of thousands of sandhill cranes breed across Wisconsin or migrate through the state each spring and fall, but they feed on germinating corn seeds after spring planting and can cause significant crop damage. During the summer, we see lots of wildlife around Madison. Sometimes these animals wander onto the street, and in one area, turtles are among these animals. Our Merrill Hubbard answers why the turtle crossed the road.
The answer is that turtles cross this road during the summer to get from the Arboretum to the nearby neighborhoods. Here they can lay eggs in a safe environment. Now, unfortunately, as you can tell, this street is super busy with traffic, so sometimes these snapping turtles don't make it across the street. Now, thankfully, I found one person that really cares for these reptiles as she made signs like these ones to remind drivers to watch out for mama turtles.
It's a really busy street all day long. Every day, it's getting more and more busy.
Tacoma Road has a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit, but neighbors say that drivers aren't following the rules.
People still usually go about 40, and it's really hard to stop.
Joan Youngworth has lived on this street for 12 years, and over the last 5 has seen at least 1 or 2 snapping turtles in the summer.
The turtles are endangered. I've been worried about them, and they're the slowest. Oh, God, they're so slow.
That's the problem, though. These snappers are slow, like really slow.
Turtles are just, they're great animals, and they're just so vulnerable in the streets, and they can't get up the curbs as easy. They're hard to see. They're darkly colored. It looks like a really slow-moving boulder. So they don't have the odds in their favor.
Most of these turtles don't make it to adulthood because of natural predators, people, and of course cars. That's why Joan made the signs.
I care about all animals, probably a little too much, but I really don't like animals suffering, and that's hard for me to handle. I think that's hard for a lot of people, but they're just
precious.
Just like the sign, Joan found more solutions, like an app called Animal Help Now.
You can say what kind of animal you are looking to help, and it'll help you find someone that can help you.
If you don't want the app, though, you can call for help.
Maybe call the wildlife center. They can send animal control to help because they are dangerous animals if you don't know how to handle them.
At the very least, though, drivers can listen to the signs and slow down.
They're really helpless, and we don't do things in a way that makes anything easier for them.
That was our Meryl Hubbard reporting. You can visit the Dane County Humane Society and Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to learn more about how to help wildlife in Madison. Well, if you think the air looks hazy, it's likely due to the smoke from wildfires. The result is air quality alerts in multiple states out west. Evacuation orders are in place due to the Park Fire in California. More than 100,000 acres are burned in its wake, and it is spreading quickly. Officials say they believe the blaze began with arson. Meanwhile, in Alberta, Canada, a different fire has damaged up to half of the tourist town of Jasper. And near the border of Oregon and Idaho, the Durkee fire is the largest active blaze in the U.S. This is something that meteorologist Savannah Brito has been keeping an eye on. How are things looking this morning?
Yeah, Chris, we do still have light levels of smoke to even moderate levels, at least here locally across southern Wisconsin. The yellows for the most part and those darker colors were the moderate to even heavy levels of smoke that's sitting to our northwest, and more specifically in the Pacific Northwest, Nevada, California, even seeing that purple, which is very, very heavy smoke. I still think that's where most of the smoke's going to remain, but we'll still see a little bit of an effect here to our skies. So expect a little bit of hazy skies to stick around at least through the weekend. Temperatures are cool, though. 57 in Madison, 56 in Sun Prairie, 58 in Belleville, so they are comfortable. This is going to change, though, not necessarily tonight. We're still going to wake up to comfortable temperatures and dew points, but those are going to steadily rise. So for now, you can see they hover right about 60 degrees, still below that early this morning across most of southern Wisconsin, creating comfortable conditions. Tonight, we're going to see dew points fall a little bit, and temperatures are going to be, again, near the 60-degree mark before they do take a sharp increase upwards. You can see at least 65-degree dew points from Sunday morning onward, and that's going to stick around through most of next week too. With the heat and humidity building, though, we are going to see storm chances increase too as early as Sunday. So if you're still debating which day to make plans out of the weekend, Saturday is definitely going to be the better of the 2 days. Temperatures, although they'll be similar both days in the mid-80s, we'll see the chance of showers and storms increase for Sunday, mainly looking at the afternoon and evening right now. But then also we're going to see humidity levels become unbearable or pretty sticky or hard to breathe outside. So it is going to be very humid out there. This afternoon we'll see temperatures warm to near 80 degrees under mostly sunny skies. So if you can get outside and enjoy it at some point today, definitely do that. Saturday again looks mostly good, but a little bit warmer. Clouds will increase through the afternoon and evening and then clear up. Might lead to a stray shower. That can't be completely ruled out, but most, if not all, across southern Wisconsin dry tomorrow. Sunday, that'll be a different story though. Again, sunward on through most of next week. We keep that active pattern with the storm chances increasing. Nothing severe, but some non-severe thunderstorms possible Sunday through Thursday next week. As we're heading into next weekend, temperatures should cool down a little bit, and I don't think we'll be as active, Chris.
All right. Thank you, Savannah. Happening today, video game voice actors and capture artists are going on strike. They voted on the move, citing proposals over AI protections and a proposed new contract. The future of generative AI and how it can be used to replace labor was a big sticking point for actors and writers, too, during last year's Hollywood strikes. While agreement was reached with both those unions, negotiations between video game actors and major game developers have been ongoing for more than 18 months. A bus driver in New York's being hailed a hero. He rescued a little boy who wandered from his home right into the middle of a busy intersection. 13 years on the job, and this was a first for Peter Warner, a young boy running down the street here on Staten Island wearing a diaper, a tank top, no shoes, holding an iPad. The cameras on the MTA bus captured the moment. On June 19th, Peter quickly made an important decision to get out, stop the bus, and get the child.
If the kid was running down the sidewalk, I would figure that the parents would be chasing him. But he was in the middle of the street, dead smack in the middle of the street.
What's more, the boy didn't speak, so Peter called his union rep, called 911. Police got there and then sorted everything out. Turns out the boy was 4 blocks from home and had managed to wander away while his father was sleeping and his mother was at work. Peter has since become friends with the boy's family. Happy ending. Coming up in the morning sprint, auto insurance rate trends and the rest of the day's top headlines. If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know. We'll show a picture on TV.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Joe Biden put Kamala Harris in charge of the border.
We have a secure border.
On Kamala's watch, illegal border crossings hit record highs. Criminal illegal aliens are murdering Americans. Cartels are poisoning kids. And illegals are receiving taxpayer benefits and putting more burdens on hardworking taxpayers.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris is dishonest and dangerous. Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
GA, the advanced form of dry age-related macular degeneration, can irreversibly damage your vision. It can progress faster than you think. When GA threatens your eyes, take a stand. Slow GA with Syfovre. Syfovre is an eye injection that was proven to slow damaging lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only FDA-approved treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness. Syfovre can cause serious side effects such as eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Every moment counts. Act now to slow GA with Syfovre. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
Need inspiration? Shop Pick and Save. For over 30,000 mouth-watering choices, plus savings like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. Pick and Save is worth it every time. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night, tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points. The Tempur Adapt features innovative technology, so you get deep, undisturbed rest all night long.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Hi, I'm Peter Gottlieb with the League of Women Voters of Dane County. In the August 13th primary election, voters will pick their preferred Democratic or Republican candidates for the United States Congress and the Wisconsin State Legislature. The winners will be on the ballot in the November 5th general election, which will include votes for president and state and federal offices. Learn more at vote411.org.
3 things to know, part of News 3 Now's 3 Cares Community Impact.
Find your new e-bicycle at Machinery Row Bicycles.
6:53, time for the morning sprint, and we have some breaking news in the search for a wanted man accused of shooting at police. A shelter-in-place order is in effect in the village of Amherst in Portage County due to an ongoing standoff. Police say it involves 32-year-old Jeffrey Miller. He is the suspect in that attempted homicide of an officer in Baraboo from Tuesday. Police say they are working to remove Miller from the home and have cut power to buildings. Breaking news in the race for president overnight. Barack and Michelle Obama are officially endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris. The former president and first lady had initially waited to make an endorsement while the nomination process played out. In a statement, though, the Obamas now say that they will do everything they can to elect Harris. Bond is now set for 3 of the 4 men charged in a shooting at the Harmony Apartments. Donovan Douglas, Javian White, and Wilson Clark III appeared in court Thursday. Preliminary hearings for all 3 of them are set for August 8th. An arrest warrant has been issued for the 4th suspect, who is currently in the Racine County Jail. The economy is showing stronger growth and lower inflation. Second quarter growth accelerated to 2.8% annual growth. That's according to a report from the Commerce Department. Inflation is easing too toward the Federal Reserve's 2% target. That means consumer spending, the backbone of American growth, is on the rise, even in the face of higher interest rates. Next week, Madison schools will host a job fair. It hopes to fill positions like food service, custodians, social workers, psychologists, counselors, and secretaries, all before the upcoming school year starts. No registration is required. That fair is next Wednesday from 3:30 to 7:30 at the Holtzman Learning Center. A first warn traffic note, the King Street, Wilson Street, and Butler Street intersections downtown are going to be closed starting today. It's due to underground utility work. All traffic is going to be shifted to the south side of Wilson Street with one lane open in each direction. The closure could last 2 or 3 weeks. The average yearly cost of full coverage car insurance is up 12% in the last year, according to Bankrate. As the cost of auto insurance has been going up, so has the number of uninsured drivers. New data from the Insurance Research Council shows the prevalence of uninsured drivers rose to 14% in 2022, an increase of about 11% from 2019.
Well, temperatures are going to stay near normal this afternoon as we climb to 82. We're down to 60 tonight. Enjoy the nice stretch of weather while we still do have it. As early as Sunday, storm chances are going to increase and humidity going to become pretty high out there. We're talking about at least 65-degree dew points, so it'll be really sticky outside.
Nasty.
I know, very nasty.
Nasty. All right, Saturday, the pick of the weekend,
Beautiful,
right?
yes,
Gorgeous.
for sure.
Thanks, Savannah. Thanks for watching. We'll have another news and weather update in 30 minutes.